I think it's still quite insane how little effort Nintendo puts in their online functionality of their games. They either go halfway or screw it up in total. Super Mario Maker 2, a laggy mess. Splatoon 2 works decently but has some puzzling features online. And Smash Ultimate can be a mix between the two. It's no secret that Smash Ultimate's online area of the game probably has to be the weakest part of the game. But before we talk about things such as netcode, I want to examine the entire online system of this game. First, we're going to talk about functionality. When Ultimate launched, the online matchmaking system was an absolute nightmare. Why was it a nightmare? Preferred rules. On paper, this should be one of the best matchmaking systems for a Smash game. You choose the way you want to play online and play with other people that want to play the same as you. But here's where they went wrong. It only finds the opponents with the most similar rules, and then the game coin flips whose rules gets picked. This is terrible for people who just want to play the game a certain way. Imagine you play with no items, 3 stocks, and no wacky stages, but the person you're fighting has the Smash Ball on, and their rules gets picked, and now you have to deal with that Smash Ball. And trust me, getting hit by Zelda's Final Smash is something you do not want to deal with in a competitive setting. You literally get yeeted into nothingness. This was a total nightmare playing online against randoms within the first month. You want to play 1v1? Well, too bad. You're going to have to deal with 4 players with items on stages with hazards. This game had no rhyme or reason who you really got matched up with. When Ultimate came out, I've made several videos tackling this issue within the game because it frustrated me and many others so much. I have footage from a year ago when I was in a 5-minute match for 10 minutes due to lag. Not to mention it put me in a 4-player match. But that was the beginning of Smash Ultimate. This issue got 90% fixed later with patches. It made matchmaking work better, and you most of the time get the matches with almost exactly the same rules as you. There can be those rare chances you'll get an items match, but it's not as common as the stock differences when you have 3 set and someone else has 2 and the one with 2 gets picked. That still feels like it has a decent chance of happening. It also seems like the lower your global smash power is, the more kinda toxic it is. Speaking of global smash power, let's talk about the ranking system of Smash Ultimate. Yet another place where the game falls flat in the online environment. GSP is inherently a terrible ranking system in the game. You need to get a certain number of GSP by winning matches to get into something called Elite Smash. One of the problems with the system is you lose so much, and it does not encourage rematching and quick play at all. Unless some people who aren't as skilled as their opponent want to run back, and then their opponent knows they can farm them for GSP over and over and over. The second problem with GSP is that it is boundless in terms of rules. It doesn't matter what type of preferred rules you have, it contributes to your rank no matter what. So you can have someone who will use items, smash ball, stamina to try to cheese their way to getting into Elite Smash, effectively ruining the experiences of others if you happen to get matched up with them. That siphons back to the matchmaking point where yeah, it has been patched, but you still have the chance of getting matched up with someone like that. And you can just get cheesed, or these filthy DK players can, do that with 2 stocks and try to cheese you. It overall creates a toxic gaming environment in its own merit. Now on the Elite Smash side of things, it seems like it's really no different. It's nothing but a mere title on paper. Because the top 10% of Elite Smash players play a certain way, usually 3 stocks, 7 minutes, it works out fine and almost feels like Smash 4's for glory at times. And it's probably the best position to be in. This is coming from personal experience as I have a decent amount of characters in Elite Smash. Though I will say for quick play matchmaking, I feel like the game should allow you to match up with someone first, then allow you to choose your character, and Elite Smash should not be per character. Though that's more of a nitpick rather than a full-on critique, now let's move on to the best part of Smash Ultimate Online. I actually like battle arenas quite a bit, and I like them even more since the update that lets you change your room rules while being in the room. These days, I do not play a ton of quick play anymore. I host 1v1 battle arenas, and some of the most fun I've had in Smash Ultimate is in battle arenas. If I'm not counting playing with friends in battle arenas, of course. Public battle arenas are an alternative option of quick play for me. I can simply set up rules and make it public, and boom, someone joins and we play. A lot of like-minded people do the same thing and host public battle arenas, and it creates a little community. and I have people join sometimes just as fast as a quick play match. I encourage more people start doing this. For one, you get to play against someone as many times as you want and have the ability to change your character and pick your stage or set up the rules to be any way you want. It's how I like to play these days. It's not perfect. Battle arenas still have two big flaws for me personally. One of them being getting kicked out of the line for changing your character. That can be abysmal if you're not playing with friends, because people will just take your spot if you're in a bigger battle arena with randoms. I feel like if there's multiple people online and you aren't the one that's up next to battle, then you should be able to change your character. But if you are up next, it would make more sense if you wouldn't be able to. And it doesn't really matter for arenas that only allow one other person, because no one else would be in line. The other big flaw is waiting in line in big arenas is just so long, and spectating isn't as fun when I could be doing something else in the lobby, such as utilizing a training room. Waiting in line to give me time to prepare and mess around until it's my turn is a perfect idea. And I think it's really dumb that if you leave spectating, you can't go back and spectate again. And sometimes I swear it feels like spectating a match adds more lag into the matches. That somehow can be changed by delaying the spectate, kind of like how other fighting games do, then I feel like it would probably significantly boost this. Overall, my biggest problem with the lobbies is that only really one action is allowed at the time. There's almost no background processes besides kicking people and looking at the lobby info when you press the Y button. I think a training mode should be a background process, as well as changing your character and arena music. It's annoying that you get kicked out for wanting to change simple things. I think if those quality of life improvements being added into Ultimate would make it pretty perfect for the battle arenas. Now, I've heard things such as having 2 areas to fight in. While I think that would be cool to have multiple matches going on, but I don't see it as something that is needed, but as an option, it would be pretty amazing too. Battle arenas is one of the most least offensive things in Ultimate Online. Now, Tourney mode is something that was added via a free update, and I don't really have a big opinion on this mode. It's fairly simple and doesn't take long to play in one. You are in and out of quick matches. The only real problem I have with this is that they rotate 4-player casual Smash and 2-stock slightly more serious Smash, and you can't really pick either one, and you have to wait till they rotate it to the one you want to play in. Besides that, it's a neat little online time waster that can be fun. I also think the events they do can be really fun and creative, such as the giant Smash tournament they had, and as well as the Melee theme tournament. A lot of these have cool artwork and themes as well. Spectate is also back, and similar to tournament mode, there isn't much to say about it except they brought it back, and the betting function from Smash 4 is back, which was a cool little feature, except this time you can spend points and win stuff. There really isn't much else to say to it. It's funny to watch sometimes, but it's not even a necessary mode. Now let's talk about the biggest problems that loom this game online and even offline. But first, let's talk about the netcode. A lot of Smash players do not even understand the term netcode. In the FGC, with games other than Smash, this term is thrown around a lot more than it is in Smash. Netcode is pretty much a blanket term for anything that relates to networking in online games. Now be warned, I'm no expert when it comes to this, but I do understand it to a decent degree. Smash Bros. Ultimate has something called delay-based netcode. Almost every single fighting game uses delay-based netcode. That's why most online fighting games are just bad. Delay-based netcode in general is just bad, no matter how much it is optimized. Put into even simpler terms, delay-based netcode at its best is still bad. Smash Bros. Ultimate runs on 100% delay-based netcode, and almost every other fighting game uses delay-based netcode. But why is Ultimate's worse than others? This is due to a combination of things. For one, Smash Ultimate's native input latency, meaning the delay between you pressing a button and it happening on screen, is the highest in the series. Whether you are online and offline, it affects the game natively. Now combine the input latency with the bad delay-based netcode. So look at it like this. It takes 6 to 7 frames of latency between hitting a button and a character reacting to it on the screen. And then add that with a laggy match, it can take a lot of frames before the action is even inputted. And you can clearly feel the difference. And that's why it feels so bad at times. But when the connection is really good, you won't feel that big of a difference. But the problem with delay-based netcode is if it detects one issue with the connection, the delay can get bigger, so the game can sync our inputs better. And that's why this is the core doom and gloom of Smash Ultimate. And with all this combined, it just makes for a spotty experience when someone has a terrible connection, and it becomes frustrating. If you want a more detailed video on netcode, it'll be linked in the description below. Now, how can these issues be fixed? I wish I could say it easily be fixed, but I'm in no position to judge whether this would be something that is hard or easy to do. But I do know what they could at least do. First step of fixing Ultimate Online is easy. Simply change how matchmaking works. Preferred rules should only find people with exactly what you have put down, and the coin toss should be discarded and only come into play if the game can truly not find someone with the same rules. I only say this because I doubt they would change the entire system to be like For Glory. Step 2, this is where it gets tricky. Reducing the native input delay. I don't know the inner workings of how this would work, but I know it's possible. Street Fighter V launched with 8 to 9 frames of native input delay. The community hated it, and it eventually got removed after 2 years. It got cut down to 4.41. For reference, Melee has 4 frames of delay, which is pretty normal for fighting games. If Ultimate got cut down to 4, the game would be much better feeling online, and even significantly offline play would feel better. Step 3 is netcode. Now, there's something I waited to mention until now, which is rollback netcode. Rollback netcode is the secondary option to delay-based netcode. Basically, rollback netcode predicts your inputs, and if it predicts wrong, it will roll back to the previous game state, essentially teleporting you. When rollback is implemented correctly, it happens so fast you don't even notice it happens. Street Fighter V has the worst implementation of this netcode. Characters teleport on screen and hits don't register due to it being implemented terribly. It has to be implemented correctly in order to work. And I doubt most developers in Japan have heard of rollback netcode, but as of now it is becoming popular demand by the FGC to be in more games. Games like Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice feature rollback netcode, and playing online in these games is pretty much seamless compared to everything else. Ultimate is already set up for rollback netcode to be implemented, since it has the ability to save replays, which is just capturing all of your inputs and playing them out in a match. That's why replays data gets discarded when a new update comes out, because some old inputs may not work the same anymore in the newer version of the game. GGPO is a type of rollback engine that has now been made free for developers to use, and there is no excuse for future games to not use rollback. The problem is Nintendo and Bandai haven't even acknowledged its existence, so it's up to us the fans to spread the message of rollback netcode. If we could have the same outcry like the Mario Maker fans did and the Pokemon fans did for Sword and Shield, we can make an impact on the games we play. It shouldn't be up to us to tell Nintendo to optimize their online games. That's just how it is, and I would fix Super Smash Bros. Ultimate ecosystem the way I just described everything in this video. Like I said, I'm no expert or genius when it comes to this stuff, but I just know a thing or two about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a ton of work into it, and I plan to do more video essays in the future. This was kind of like a mini video essay, but I want to tackle a more wide variety of topics. But anyways, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It'd be super helpful, and like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you agree, drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.